Welcome to Deadly Movies Vlog, episode 2, where you get to catch up on all the week's horror and sci-fi news, as well as find out everything that Deadly Movies has been getting up to for the past week, so you'll be able to see treats like this. Find out about the making of Psycho. Little boys abduct old ladies in wheelchairs. Spinny! Witness the world's worst movie puppet. Follow me around the video store. And Robocop gets a new set of eyes. So let's start with the news. So this week we've got a slew of casting information regarding Alfred Hitchcock, The Making of Psycho, which of course is the biopic telling of one of horror's most infamous movies, Psycho. We already knew that Anthony Hopkins was going to be playing Alfred Hitchcock, which of course means that if they include the trailers that Hitchcock used to include himself in, we'll get to see Anthony Hopkins doing this. Helen Mirren was going to be playing his beloved wife Alma, and that Scarlett Johansson would be playing famous shower girl Janet Leigh. Now we know that Jessica Biel is going to be playing Vera Miles and that James Darcy is going to be playing Anthony Perkins. We also found out that Ed Gein is going to be a character in the film. More casting news in that we now know who's going to be playing Carrie in the remake. Chloe Moretz, which I think all the fanboys will like, and I think is pretty cool. And with the aid of some sellotape and some scissors, I came up with this artistic interpretation of what she'll look like, which I think you'll find is pretty good for someone with the mental ability of a 4-year-old. Spinny! And of course you have to go and see The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is clearing up at the box office, so if you don't go and see The Hunger Games, it means you won't be able to talk to your friends. Did you like The Hunger Games? Hey,
what's up?
Did you see The Hunger Games?
Okay, get out of my room.
You should see The Hunger Games.
No, can you please leave? Please?
You should see The Hunger Games.
Oh! I thought you were talking about that Sudan George Clooney thing.
The Hunger Games. Battle Los Angeles is getting a sequel, the sequel that no one asked for. Would Battle LA 2 be the most unwanted sequel since Clash of the Titans 2? Just mirror stuff is clever. Dark Shadows and Prometheus keep getting new TV spots. The Dark Shadows one slightly different and perhaps a little bit darker than the previous trailer that we saw last week, and the Prometheus TV spot number 3 pretty much same for same. But we did find out this week that Ridley Scott promises us that Prometheus will be as close to R rating as possible, which is cool. We also found out this week that the new Robocop makers are going to make him more human, which is retarded, and they said that we'll be able to see his eyes through his helmet. Good news in that we're going to get more Chucky movies. Brad Dourif says we're going to get a Chucky 6 and 7, or as he's put it, we're going to get a continuation of the Chucky franchise, so that'll be a Chucky 6. But then he also says we're going to get a remake, which is odd news, and I'm not sure if I believe that. So what's been going on in Deadly Movies this past week? Well, we start in 1961 by celebrating the glorious moment that Reptilicus, who was played by a puppet dinosaur, ate a cartoon farmer. And the 21st movie you've probably never heard of was 1973's 3 on a Meat Hook. Check out this fantastically poetic trailer for 3 on a Meat Hook.
The only ones left to mourn. The last witnesses to the execution. Suspended in time by a puppeteer with blood on his hands. Little broken dolls that go on dancing after the music has stopped.
The little broken dolls. Poems. And also this week, I went to the video store to continue my campaign for supporting your local video store. And this is what I did at the video store. Segue, sidestep, insert footage. There's not a better place in the world to spend your time than in a video store. And what do all video rental places have? They have horror sections. You can get things like Prom Night 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, this thing, you can get this, Exorcist 3, The Gate 2, and the very misplaced James Cameron's Ghost of the Abyss, which isn't a horror film, it's a nautical documentary. So the moral of the story is save your local video store. So here's what I've been watching this past week. The Pit, 1981. I'd never heard of this before. Bizarre little film about a kid coming of age, a sexual adolescence film. While he's dealing with all this stuff, there's also a hole in the woods with like 3 or 4 trolls in the bottom of it, and he progressively feeds his neighbors and members of his community to these trolls. It's absolutely fantastic, and you get to see this wonderful moment where he pushes his old lady neighbor through a field and dumps her into the pit of trolls. Fantastic.
Tell on children like me, it's for our own good.
At the Dead of Winter in 1987, which was good, but played a lot like a BBC tea time drama. Should have been far more suspenseful and violent, and it was neither. But it was good, worth checking out. And I also watched The Skin I'm In this week, kind of like a Spanish retelling of the Frankenstein story, I guess. Also reminiscent of Eyes Without a Face, old French movie, fantastic watch. And Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, where there's not any dinosaurs and not really any massacre. And if you watch this trailer, you pretty much get all the best bits from the movie in one go, in a couple of minutes. If you don't already, make sure to follow Deadly Movies on Twitter, which is just at Deadly Movies, and also go to the website, which you can just Google Deadly Movies. It's the top result, and you can see all this stuff there and a bunch of other junk.